What's up guys, welcome back to another video. This one's just going to be a talk video. We're going to be inside. Today we're going to be discussing the GR Corolla and my thoughts about it. Alright, so the GR Corolla is the third performance car in the lineup of GR models by Toyota. So you have the GR Supra, the GR86, and now the GR Corolla. Right? GR86 was a joint venture, can I talk please, with Subaru. And GR Supra was a joint venture with BMW, right? GR Corolla is Toyota's own thing. They made the engine themselves. Obviously only coming in a manual. It is a 1.6 liter engine that's turbocharged, and we're talking about the core edition only. It's making 300 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque, right? That's spec sheet warrior stuff.
He reads the brochure.
But if we're talking about driving dynamics, we're going to get into it's all-wheel drive. It has a center controlled diff. So we know there's three drivers modes. There's track 50-50 split, there's a 30-70 split, and then a 60-40 split, right? So everyone, when this car first released, was excited and they were like, oh my god, it's a GR Corolla, it's going to be, you know, oversteer maniac, it's going to just oversteer everywhere, it's going to be a drift king, you know, blah, 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 so the crap. And I was like, well, it's still an all-wheel drive car. And the base model, or the core editions, come with Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. You have to look at the drivetrain system and the fact that it does have a center diff. I don't think it has enough power to just oversteer everywhere. The only reason why the one at the show did was because it was a modified version, you know, and let's not even get into that. That thing is crazy. It's not, obviously, you're not going to be getting that off the showroom floor. So I've watched a bunch of review videos and stuff that people have said. And I think people are slightly disappointed by the fact that the car doesn't, you know, get crazy, and it's not like a super, you know, oversteer car. And they took the Corolla platform, right? They tweaked up the body kits, they tweaked up the engine. Of course, we're getting the same engine that the GR Yaris has. You know, of course, they did some R&D on it, but I mean, the baseline was there, the foundation was there, and they tweaked it a bit to make it different. So if we're looking at it from that perspective, we couldn't expect it to be a drift missile or something like that, you know. As comparable to the 86, which is definitely down on power when compared to the GR Corolla, but it's more of a driver's car. It's more, you know, it's rear-wheel drive bias. That's going to be different than all-wheel drive. You know, you're not going to expect a Subaru STI to oversteer everywhere. It's just not. It's an all-wheel drive compatibility system. Now, this is talking about on the street, in the dry. If we're talking about gravel, we're talking about snow, of course, all-wheel drive is king in those conditions because it's made for that. It's made for loss of traction. It's made for roads that don't have that rigidity. You know, if you're talking about an old pavement road, you know, what can you expect? So basically what I'm trying to say is that the GR Corolla is a different kind of car, right? If you want to look at sports cars and figure out what you want to get, think about, do I want rear-wheel drive, do I want front-wheel drive, do I want all-wheel drive? That's the first question you should ask yourself. What is your drivetrain that you were looking for? What's the power output you're looking for? Do you want it in a manual? Do you want it in automatic? How do you want the handling characteristics to be? You have to ask yourself these questions, and I don't think people are realizing that at the end of the day, yes, it's a hot hatch, yes, it's turbocharged, but it's an all-wheel drive Corolla. Like, let's just put that out there. So it's not a bad vehicle in any regards. I mean, everybody that has driven it says that its limits are more approachable than a GR86 because of the drivetrain system. You know, somebody with lesser drive experience could get into that car and it would feel neutral, right? Because it's all-wheel drive, you have grip, you know, power to all four wheels. And you can even change the center diff and change the drive modes. But when you're looking at cars like, you know, Supra or GR86, they're rear-wheel drive bias, it's going to be harder to approach those limits safely because of that drivetrain and because the rear wheels are going to push out and step out on you. The point is, I think it's a great car. I think it looks good. I've seen two in person. I've seen a Circuit Edition, or no, I've seen the Morizo Edition, and I've seen a Core Edition, right, at my local dealership here in Texas. Were they marked up? Yes, the Core Edition was marked up $7,000, and you don't even want to know how much the Morizo was marked up, because there's only going to be 200 units of the Morizo available here in the USA, so you can guarantee that that shit's just going to be completely marked up. It's going to be all over the place. And then the Cores, I don't know how many units they're making of the Cores, to be honest with you. I don't know if it was like 2,000 or 1,500. No, I think it was 1,500 or 1,600 for the circuits, probably. I don't know, I'd have to do more research on that, but this is just a general thoughts video. Don't take everything I say at face value. But I mean, I think it's a cool car. You know, if you want it, get it. Just try and not get it marked up. You know, I know that it's trying to be a contender with the Civic Type R, but the Civic Type R is front-wheel drive, as we all know. It got a refresh. I personally like the new FL5. I like the FK8 too. I like both, but I honestly like the maturity and the new body lines of the FL5 a little bit more than the FK8. That's also another topic for discussion later on, but point is, GR Corolla, good car, all-wheel drive, turbocharged, has a good amount of power. It's going to have more turbo lag because, I mean, Jesus Christ, I think it's pushing like 25 pounds of boost. It's going to be higher up in the rev range. And I did hear from car reviewers that there is a drop. You know, once you're revving it all the way out, it doesn't rev all the way out till red line. You don't get power the whole way through. I think it stops at a certain point and drops off. There's a power drop off. And it has different characteristics as to the Civic Type R. Civic Type R is more refined, more refreshed. I mean, obviously, because it's been out for longer. It's gone through a mid-cycle refresh, and it's gone through a complete rephase. So you're going to get what you get. Just do your research. My thoughts on it, it's a good car. Would I trade in my BRZ for it? Hell no, because one, they're all fucking marked up. Two, I love my car. And three, I have too much equity in that car for me to give it up at this point. So, yeah, hopefully you guys, you know, like the new car. And hey, they're still making like enthusiast cars for us that are manual, that are sporty. So I don't think we should complain too much because they're not really going to make much gain from this. I mean, think about it from a car manufacturer's perspective. I'm not defending them, but if we're thinking about this from a business perspective, everybody and their mother owns a truck or an SUV, right? That's where the money's at, or MPG and all this other economy cars, you know. Sports cars is a very small percentage of people know how to drive manuals, so why would they cater to us, you know? But I think it's a good car. Personally, I wish I could test drive one, but dealerships will not let you test drive them at all unless you are signing a check out to them and buying it that day. Just good luck to you guys. It's a good car overall. Do your research. There's a lot of great YouTube channels that have done videos on it. Personally, I've been watching Savage Geese, Zygreen, and the Topher to see what kind of stuff they're saying about it, and those are my favorite YouTubers for car reviews. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing good. This is just a talk video for today. Yeah, see you guys in the next video.